Hi everyone. So today I want to talk about this. It's the Mora 510, one of the more iconic bushcrafting knives. Now, as some of you may be aware, the 510's actually been discontinued by Frost, the company that makes them, which is a real shame because it's an absolutely outstanding bushcraft knife. The one they've replaced it with, the 511, has the same blade, but what they've done is they've added a finger guard to the handle, which not many people are that keen on, including myself. But luckily enough, even though they've been discontinued, Ray Mears has managed to pick up the final batch and is now selling them through his company, Woodlore. Obviously, they have a markup because they have the Ray Mears name on them, but it's not too excessive. They're selling them for 12 quid, which is about $18 US at the moment. So there you go, Mora 510. Let's take a look at it, shall we? So weighing in with the sheath, you have 93 grams, which comes out to 3.2 ounces. Without the sheath, 69 grams, which comes out to 2.4 ounces. Dimensions, we're about 8 inches, which is about 207 millimeters. The blade length is 3 3/4 inches, which is about 95 mil. The thickness of the blade, about 1/8 of an inch, or 2 mil. Let's talk a little bit about the blade first then. It's made from a polished carbon steel, which means that you'll be able to strike the back of it with a flint to get a spark from it. But now the back of the blade is smoothed slightly, which means you won't be able to use it to strike a fire steel. A lot of people actually file down the back of their Moras for that very reason, and I think I'll be doing the same thing. If you look closely at the blade, you can see the Ray Mears Bushcraft etched on the side of the blade, and then the Frost's Mora logo engraved on this side of the blade. It's very, very sharp, shaving sharp out of the box, in fact. Nice, good point. Balance isn't too bad. It weighs really nothing. I'm used to much heavier knives, which I think will be an issue for something like batoning, and certainly you shouldn't really baton with this anyway, because the tang only extends to about 3/4 of the handle. Certainly not as much of a problem as it was with the older Moras, the other Moras models, I should say. A lot of them have very thin stick tangs, or the training one, I think it had the tang only extended to about here in the handle, which was a big problem. When you're batoning, the handle would snap off the blade almost straight away. So this one's a little bit more solid, and so you can baton with it. It's not recommended, and if you do, you need to be very, very careful with it, because it's not as solid as something like a Bravo 1, but it's certainly possible. The handle, I'm not a big fan of the material actually. This sort of cheap plastic material. It's got this sort of rough surface on it, so the grip's not going to be too bad, and there aren't any real obvious hot spots, other than I think there's this minor sort of finger guard here, which is quite sharp, and that could potentially rub, whereas the opposite side is very smooth, so that's not too bad. I think I'll probably take that down with a sander, smooth that off a little bit. And a similar problem at the back here, that's very sharp as well. Again, that needs to be smoothed down, whereas the top, perfectly fine. But other than those, it's pretty comfortable. Like I say, I'm not a real big fan of these sort of plastic grips. I much prefer micarta or something like that. But you're not going to get those kind of materials in a $15 knife, so there you go. Good quality though, very good build quality, and the blade nice and straight, and like I said, very, very sharp. Now, like I said, it comes shaving sharp out of the box, so I'll be very, very surprised if it doesn't just slice through this paper. Fantastic stuff. Let's see how it fares with some feathering. Fantastic. No problem at all. Lack of weight is more than made up for by the sharpness of the Scandi grind, which obviously is designed for this kind of carving. So great stuff. And the paracord test. Brilliant. A little bit of pressure needed, but I put that down to the lack in weight of the blade really, but certainly very, very sharp. Cuts through no problem at all. Great stuff. Let's talk about the sheath. Well, nobody buys the Moras for the sheaths, let's put it this way. It's cheap plastic, you know. It's okay, you know, it's not fantastic. It has a basic belt loop, drainage hole in the bottom. Retention is actually very good. You can pop it in there and then it's not going anywhere. So that is one of its good points. And some people keep plastic sheaths and just use them for net carry. A lot of other people buy replacement sheaths. You know, there's lots and lots of companies online and lots of custom makers that sell leather sheaths for the 510 because it was so popular. And I think I'm going to be doing that because I really don't like these cheap plastic sheaths at all. That's my opinion. You may think it's perfectly fine, but I don't think they're that good personally. It seems like the plastic's very brittle as well. Probably break pretty easily. Yeah, not a big fan at all really. Definitely going to replace that one. So the question is it worth the money? Should you go out and get one? Well, I think it's a no-brainer, you know. For 12 quid or $18, it's definitely worth the money. It's a fantastic knife, you know, it's really good quality. You're not going to get better quality than this for that kind of money. It's very, very versatile, you know, it's a fantastic bushcrafting knife. There's a reason that it's considered to be the iconic bushcraft knife. There's a reason that lots of well-respected bushcrafters like Mors Gohansky, Ray Mears, even Cody Lundin, they recommend this knife as a good budget bushcraft knife. If you can't afford one of the $200 custom knives, this will do you very, very well. It'll last you a long time if you look after it. But for the money, hell, go out and buy 10, you know? It's not going to be available for much longer, so make the most of it while you can. I hope you found this useful. As always, any questions, queries, problems, feel free to drop me a line. Cheers.